gentlemen, hello, and welcome to a new episode of Hot Mic. We are going to assess all things Division A and look forward to Division B. I'm going to be joined by some fantastic guests from the CWL Pro League. Joining us later in the show will be General Incender, the coach of Enigma 6. Unfortunately, we had some scheduling issues with Lucky from Heretics. We're going to have him on a show down the road. But to kick things off, we do have a one-on-one interview with none other than Arcitys of EUnited. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you guys, are you excited?
I'm very excited. It's been a while since I played on land.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit. You guys obviously have been kind of chilling for like 2 months, really, since Vegas. I just want to know where the squad's at, how these past 2 months have been.
I think we've been chilling.
Yeah.
we were getting smoked in scrims for a little bit. I think we turned it around the last 2 weeks, though, so it hasn't been that bad.
Well, talk to me through the scrims a little bit. Like, what do you think has changed in the fact that you guys have started to improve?
People figured out we're about to play on land, so people started trying harder.
So people are actually putting in their 100% effort now?
Yeah, it took a little bit, but it's all good.
Well, it's good to play your best as you're heading into the league. So these last couple of weeks have been solid for the squad, though?
Yeah, they're not bad.
All right, okay. Well, I'm excited to see what you guys could do. I do want to focus a little bit. I know it's been a while. It's been a couple months since Vegas, but you had, I think, like the #3 overall adjusted KD. You were a monster, an absolute monster at Vegas. How are you going to keep that momentum going?
Just play correctly. Hopefully my teammates make me look like an all-star. So.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah. Preston and Tyler running in front of me. They at least gave someone weak, so it's like I got free cleanup.
Okay, all right. What do you think your biggest strength maybe in this current title is right now for you individually?
Probably my Annihilator now.
Yeah?
Yeah, Specialist. I've never been good with Specialist. In IW, I ran the Centurion just because I didn't want to do anything. I just ran the Centurion.
Well, now you have the Annihilator, which is probably the biggest heavy hitter, but you've been enjoying that thus far?
Yeah, to take away from Tyler.
He wasn't very good with it?
He was just sprinting at people.
Well, to be fair, we've seen some like good, great, and horrendous plays around specialists. I mean, that's been one of the bigger probably things that we've sort of noticed throughout the league, just who can actually make plays around this. I'm excited to see what you can do with that Annihilator. But I do want to actually take a look at some of the tweets we had from you recently, because it seems like you and the team have been having some fun. All right, so this one was from you. Dude, Cap is soft. I roasted him today, and he didn't call out all day. What was going on with you and Cap?
So Cap always roasts people for not calling out. So one day he got super sick, and he was like, I can't call out today, bros. Like, bros. So I was like, so at the end of the day, I was like, I'm going to roast you. Like, he didn't call out one day, and we still did fine, but it's like, him not calling out in controls, it hurts a lot, because, like, we're not really practicing controls, because everyone needs to be talking at all times. So at the end of the day, I called him soft, and he didn't see the tweet until we all got off, and he got mad. He's like, dude, I didn't even see this tweet. I'm pissed.
Well, Cap, I want to know what it's like teaming with Cap, because he was the new addition kind of coming in this year, part of the squad. Obviously, one of the greatest players kind of historically when you look at his results. He's a world champion. What's it like playing with somebody like Cap?
Cap likes to say he gets hard carried to every championship he's won, but he just makes sure and no one acts like a.
Yeah.
So
he keeps everybody in check.
Yes, he does. He's like a different leader than Clay, because Clay Clay says it, but he doesn't direct it at anyone. Cap doesn't care how your feelings are. He just says it straight up.
Well, I think that's one of the things we've talked about, on the desk and casting. Like somebody like LG could use a guy like that keeps them in check. Maybe that's what they're missing. But now you've got him on the squad, and I'm excited to see what you guys can do. But I do want to take a look at another tweet we had, because this was just weird. Tyler, we're referring to Abizi, eats goldfish crackers with a spoon in a bowl. So he just eats them like he's eating Cheerios?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're watching a league bench. I can't remember which one, but all you hear is a spoon hitting a bowl. After he's like, I'll be right back in 5 minutes. I'm going to get goldfish. We're like, wait, did you get goldfish? Or he's like, yeah, I eat them with a spoon. I got to keep my hands clean. I was like, what?
I mean, okay, I'll be honest. I've eaten at times if I'm gaming and stuff. Like, I've had French fries. I got Five Guys last night. I'll eat fries with a fork sometimes to keep my hands, like, not greasy while I'm gaming, but I've never heard of the goldfish with a spoon thing.
I mean, it's not hard to get up and go wash your hands after you eat goldfish, but...
That's true.
I guess he just likes making his mom's job harder.
Yeah. All right, well, what is... that's obviously a bit of a weird thing from Abizi. What's like I don't know, what's like the weirdest thing one of your teammates do? Or someone with the EUnited work?
So my teammates aren't really that weird, but Burns, every
weird.
time he plays... puts on the sweatbands on his wrist and just goes at it. He just goes hard.
Wait, he doesn't play without sweatbands on his wrist?
He does not.
Does he know he's not like a pro player anymore?
He's done that since he was a pro player. Even on land. I don't know. If I saw him on land doing that, I would cry. I would die.
Oh, Burns. Well, Burns certainly is a comedian. But all right, well, we had a little bit of fun talking about some of the tweets and some of the stuff with your teammates. But let's bring it back to talk about Division A. So that just finished, obviously. You've been sitting around, probably really excited to play, watching that. What has been, I don't know, maybe your biggest takeaway from what went down with Division A?
So most people would say Midnight and Genji, but I think those two teams brought like two different game styles of play,
Okay.
into the league. So no one knew what they were doing, and like Genji plays very structured, and Midnight just goes at it like they're crazy,
just demons,
like
letting loose.
Like they don't know how to play, but they do know how to play.
Well, it's been working.
So it's hard. Like it doesn't make sense, but I would say the biggest surprise would be LG.
I think it's fair. Just with, well, at least with that first week, right?
Yeah, I mean the second week you saw like glimpses of it, but they need to get better.
Do you know what would be like from you watching it, and knowing those players? Is there like a fix that you think, or is that something where they're going to need a team change?
I see a lot of people say like there's no fixes to this team, but I think if they fix like communication issues, it seems like they're not always on the same page, and I think if they just talk it out and work it out, they could find.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see, because I'm excited to see with that team what's going to happen. Like, are they going to make a swap before Fort Worth? Or is it going to be the same squad? We don't really know. But, hey, it was nice to chat. Thank you for that. You're still going to be on the show, but that's going to do it for the one-on-one segment. Coming up next, we're going to have Cinder, the coach from E6, and General, a player from E6, is joining us next. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We have returned, and now the rest of our guests have joined us. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. First off, Cinder, you were a last-second replacement. I didn't know who the hell was going to be on the show when I found out Lucky might not be able to make it. You were here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. And we're going to have some insight, too. We're going to talk about coaches a little bit later in the show, but I'm excited to chat about that. In general, thanks for coming on. We're going to talk about E6, your guys' crazy run through the Pro League qualifier. So let's start to get into it. Now, before we talk really about your guys' results or Division B, I want to take a look at Division A. So we can actually pull up the standings. Okay, so let's take a look at the standings here from Division A, and I want to talk biggest surprise after you saw 2 weeks of action in Division A. Cinder, let's start with you.
The biggest surprise for me was personally Luminosity. I thought they'd perform a lot better than what they did, and I wasn't really sure what to expect from them going into this division, but they definitely underperformed the first week.
Yeah, you would think, I mean, even if there are communication issues, even if there was some drama or whatever behind the scenes, like you would think even just with that talent, they'd be able 100%. To come out and perform, which there was. They improved, but still, yeah, I was shocked to see that start for sure. General, what about you?
Definitely for me, the biggest shocks were definitely Genji and Midnight playing their game. They looked confident, definitely had a game plan, and it just really shocked me to the point where it's like all these teams that were expected to be, dominating, they just looked uncomfortable. And then you look at the gameplay from Midnight and Genji, and they just looked, just dominant in all their game modes.
Yeah, I guess that's what surprised me too, because there was question marks around them. But I guess I just figured, with them being relatively new players to the Pro League, that there'd be some hiccups or come out the gate a little bit rusty. Maybe comms would be off. Maybe there'd be some nerves, but didn't really seem like it much at all, was there? Yeah, no, it was unbelievable. We'll see if they can keep it going, but we still have a lot of Call of Duty throughout the remainder of the year. Now, I do want to transition this now to our TCL clip of the week. I believe this is a crazy play from Formal in the LG 3-0 of Midnight, because this is where, they really start to turn things around. 2 up. He gets 4. Crazy play from Formal and LG, and this is where they start to make that run and remind people kind of, oh, hey, we are LG. Now, I know I said on Trading Shots, which I promoted quite a bit after it happened, because Ben and I had a wager going down. I thought they could go 3-1 despite the harder schedule. I guess I want to hear from you guys if you expected it. Alec, did you think they were going to come out with their harder portion with those 4 matches? Did you think they were going to go 3-1 or have a chance to?
I mean, I eventually it was going to come. They're 5 of the most talented players in the game, so it was going to come sooner or later. So
you weren't too shocked to see that performance?
Not at all.
General, you?
No, we weren't shocked at all. When all of us were at the boot camp, me and Cinder were actually talking, and we're like, yeah, they're probably just going to come out 3-1. I said that if they lost their first match, though, it was going to be like in the middle. So I was kind of worried for them when they lost their first match, but like after they won that second one, then they got momentum.
Well, that's what I actually, I think what I said on Trading Shots, I said I thought they beat Genji and sort of go from there. They lost to Genji and still somehow then ripped off 3 straight. So, well, you already mentioned you two were chatting about it, but you weren't shocked at all to see that?
No, I wasn't at all.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious to see, do you think, this isn't really a question I have, but do you guys think there's a change for them before Fort Worth?
No,
No.
not at all.
Not at this point.
A lot of people blame Josiah or Slack for their gameplay, but it's just, it comes out of comms.
Slack was like, he might have been their best player. Like, honestly, the second week, like, he was going off.
Yeah.
I think Classic struggled, at least in the last series versus OpTic. He had a rough series, but
Well, that's how Classic plays.
yeah.
I also think they just had a lot of fundamental issues within the team
You
and
don't,
their play styles.
you don't expect Classic to slay when you have Gunless and Formal on your team.
That's true. That's true. Well, I guess I'm just curious. Like, even going into, if you think about it, going into Fort Worth, like, if they don't make a change, that's a team that could get top 16 or first. I have no idea. We'll have to see what they're able to do. All right. So we talked a little bit about Division A, kind of our surprises and stuff from the standings. Let's talk about Division B. So we saw there have been, as far as some upsets, we'll take a look at the schedule. We know that obviously Gen G and Midnight maybe performed than some people expected. I guess I want to know who you think could be the Gen G or Midnight of the division. Like, who's going to be that? I guess you could label it maybe that dark horse, that team that's going to make a big run. General, what stands out to you? Like, is it you guys? Is there another squad that you think can make some noise?
Definitely Division A compared to Division B. I would have to say, like, Division B is way more tight competition, in my opinion. Definitely, like, you could say, like, us top 5 from 1st to 5 in terms of seeds, like, could be top 4. But even then, you can't even sleep on the other 3, which is Denial, Heretics. No, Heretics wasn't top 4, but Accelerate, and who else?
Can we take a look at the schedule again? Well, I'm trying to think of who. I was thinking the ones that can make a run. Your dark horse is free, like Heretics, Denial, Accelerate, and then which one were you missing? No, I think you kind of.
I mean,
yeah. Well, like, I guess that's the one I wasn't thinking of because you don't think of 100 Thieves in that spot. But yeah, I guess they kind of are, right?
I mean, every team, like, you can't underestimate anybody, literally.
Yeah. Well, who do you think? All right, let's say
and
if
you
picked,
can take a series off of anyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you think who's going to be maybe for you, like that Gen G or Midnight? The team that's going to maybe is a question mark for you, but could have a really, really strong 2 weeks.
E6 or Heretics. It's one of them, but it's not going to be both of them.
So you think? Well, okay. Then who's? So do you think there's going to be someone that's EG then? Like someone's got to be that team that has like what 0 to 1 wins, right?
I'm not putting anyone throwing.
Well, no, it's hard. Well, I think with the level of competition, it's hard to pick anyone to do that. But like it sort of has to happen. Well, it doesn't have to. But you know what I mean?
I mean, the team that people are looking at is probably going to be Denial, but I still think they could take wins off people.
Well, then maybe that's the team then. Denial is like that, maybe that dark horse where people don't have the expectations for them to come out and like maybe put 4 wins on the board. But if they do, who the hell knows what happens in this division?
And I also think it's an advantage for them, especially in like the earlier matches, because there isn't much VOD to watch of that team except from the PLQ compared to like other teams that stream scrims and.
They do stream scrims though. I've been watching.
Oh, have you? You watch a lot of content.
I watch a lot.
You watch everything. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about matches we're looking forward to. I know we quickly looked at the schedule, but I actually just want to hear it from your guys' POV, not about other matches, who you're most looking forward to play. So if this is kind of for Cinder in general, then we'll ask first. I guess for your first week, is there a match you're really looking forward to?
I guess the EUnited match, I think, as a first match, I think that's going to be probably just to kick off the league, really entertaining for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
So we have, we'll find each other first. We've got you on the couches. What about you?
I mean, it's always the first match. For us, like EUnited, for like the past 3 years, it's always how our first match has been. And Vegas, we're almost down 0-2 to Mind Freaking. Thank God we brought it back because we would have not got second.
I remember watching that match.
Yeah, it was scary. It was a 2v2 with me and Tyler. I threw a nade on bomb. I just prayed and said, screw it. I threw a nade. And it hit him. I was like, thank God.
That's funny.
But it's always the first match when it comes to us. So if we come out 3-0 Heretics, we should be good.
Okay, well, let's transition and talk maybe a little bit about, you saw the patch doesn't come out until I think Tuesday, right, with some weapon balancing. It doesn't come out until Tuesday. I believe what I've seen from like our head of PR and also from League Ops is the plan is to kind of play with the current meta right now for the first week and then change in the second week. So you guys will have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, part of Monday to kind of get prepped. But I guess I want to know what that's like for you as players because I know you see the community talk about it. But General, we'll start with you. What's it going to be like just kind of getting ready for that switch?
I mean, personally for me, I'll personally be fine because in the old meta, I was literally having to use a Mozu, I was using a Maddox, I was using, of course, the ICR. So, like, you just, as a COD player, you got to adapt to any single situation. When the game first came out, like, my team was using, like, the Vapor meta with the double stock, and, you know, it was fun to use. But then once the Maddox was a prevalent gun, and from there, it was just Maddox time.
It's just going to be a lot of testing and grinding this weekend, basically.
Basically. Like we
Well,
don't know if
coming
like,
weekend.
like
it just
liter-
really depends how much the changes really affect the guns that they're supposed to be changing. Because they say minor, but you never really
You never know.
know.
Yeah. Until you actually get your hands on them, it'll be interesting to see.
yeah, like the
but
can can become like the new man of war. Like who knows?
That's true. It'll be interesting to see. What about you? You guys have any plans to kind of get prepped for the Switch?
Just grind. I mean, it's not.
Well, you're a grinder. You've always been a
It's
grinder.
not a big deal for our team, especially because all this, like, we all know what we're dealing with. So we all know, like, during the weekend, we have to play Call of Duty. Like, we have to grind and scrim. Because, yeah, like Troy said, they say it's minor, but it's probably gonna be huge.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for me, just as a fan and commentator, I'm excited. Just because I like the chaos, I like the change, I like keeping it fresh. So I'm really excited to see what happens. But we'll see, because that shouldn't affect us, I think, until the second week. But that'll kind of do it for us talking a little bit about Division A and Division B. I want to get into the player intel segment now. Get maybe a little bit more personal with you guys. All right, so let's get to player intel. All right, I can't remember, Senator, the last time we actually had a coach on the show. I mean, I know we did at some point. I don't even remember when. We've been doing Hot Mic for 3 years now or so. Can you just sort of talk me through maybe like the day-to-day, like your responsibilities as coach?
Well, for the most part, whenever I'm not actually like watching them play, I'm kind of just watching other teams' gameplay, see what I can implement into our own team from other teams that I watch. I watch over VODs from scrims that we do play, see what kind of tendencies that we need to get better habits of doing. Just overall, like, I guess, making the improvements a lot faster than players just playing themselves and trying to figure out everything for themselves. I'm pretty much just giving them like that extra push, like the extra information to help them improve quicker.
My coach is playing Smash.
All right, let's talk about how long's Brian Sapin your coach now?
Almost 2 years now. He came like halfway during World War II, because we had internal issues with Justin. It's not Justin, but all of us just didn't get along. So we brought someone new, because at that time Burns was
Just a new voice.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Burns is not a new voice.
I know. I mentioned it a couple times. I had a very brief coaching tenure, but mostly what I did was just keep the players on each other's throats, try to keep egos in check. Like, I didn't do any VOD anything. Like, I just wasn't smart enough to do that.
Brian's like our middle man. So he's like, he just tells us like, hey, stop arguing this. Like, you're wrong.
So is that mostly where, do you see more value in that versus maybe the VOD or prep around, I don't know, like maybe your vetoes and stuff like that? Is it more just keeping people in check?
Yeah, for our team especially, because, I mean, as a player, I always think like players should always go watch VODs no matter what. But in this age of COD, we have coaches doing it because people are lazy. But
I also think for our team personally, obviously we picked up Frosty, who came from Halo. Obviously had really no experience in competitive COD. You really needed to, like, I guess, help him.
Well,
like,
that actually kind of transitions me to my next topic. I want to talk about Frosty a little bit. So I actually want to kind of hear from your guys' point of view. So obviously he's been like a world champ, like one of the best Halo players.
Two-time.
We've had some people transition over. Formal's done it. Enable's done it. We've seen some players do it. I guess I want to hear like the positives and negatives of what it was like for him. Like from a positive standpoint. Actually, I don't even care. But what was it like just to have him on the team with his experience at a different title coming in to play COD?
Well, off the start, obviously I came into coaching like only like 2 weeks prior to Vegas because I was playing like the first part of the game. But pretty much he wasn't scrimming that much because he was still playing at one
tournament.
Halo tournament like before Vegas. So
he was trying to split his time.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So like, I mean, in that itself is pretty impressive. But at the same time, like, he definitely didn't perform up to his own expectations going into the first tournament because of that. So, I mean, like, for him, like, he's just a veteran of the scene. Like, he knows what it takes to, like, be a champion. And the guy's an absolute beast. Like, dude's super mechanically skilled.
We saw the talent.
Dudes, goes to the chillest restaurants.
Well, we saw the talent on full display. I mean, was there any like were there any negatives? Like, was he ever? I guess how well did he take feedback? Consider, because I guess I would worry with someone like that coming from the fact he's won championships, so experienced. Like, was there any sort of like, oh, I'll figure it out, or was he pretty open to feedback?
He's humble. I mean, he literally reached out to Cade in the beginning of this game in the off season. So, when we formed the team, I wanted to play with Cade. I wanted to play with Steven and Kismet as Sogs. And so, like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the risk because General takes the risk. And
well, you guys look damn good at the Pro League qualifier. Yeah. How's stuff been with Frosty, just with the team? I guess between then and now.
I guess for us, after the PLQ, we had like a week break, and then that kind of.
Oh yeah, did you guys go on like a cruise or something?
No.
We were kind of supposed to. It's a long story.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing something like you guys were going on some. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long story. Anyway, there was like a week break basically that we had, and then it was looking kind of rocky off the start after that, but it was definitely getting back to the form that we were at for the PLQ.
Well, it's similar. I mean, you guys said too. You guys were like rough
Very
after.
similar.
Yeah,
We were
so-
not rocky. We were downhill.
It just wasn't go well at all.
I was sugarcoating it a little bit. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That's when we got too popular.
Well, speaking of it being, that's the next thing we're going to chat about. So I think we can pull up a tweet. I believe this is from Knight. You guys were scrimming UYU. It didn't go well for you guys. This is, it was 250 to 2 you lost. Now, I just need to hear, I haven't talked to you guys about this really much at all. Was there a problem? Did you guys quit, or did you guys just get smoked?
Well, after the first 3 hills, they just got like 3 sets of full streaks.
And I was running. Yeah, I was literally just running around.
Yeah, like
You
we were
can't
down
take
like
it
100 to
serious.
2,
Yeah, I was
legitimately.
literally running.
But then after that, the game was over. Like it just.
Well, what was it? I mean, yeah, obviously it's a script. That type of stuff happens. But I remember, where I first saw it is because I think Clay and you were going back and forth. You made like a 7-minute video about it. Were you a little heated at the time? At least.
No. The thing is, what people want to roast me about, it's like, oh, you're making a 7-minute video about one map. Like that was really like 1 minute of the actual video, and I was talking about how people are taking online and scrim results way too seriously.
Oh, okay. So I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you did.
No,
I watched it because I saw someone like say something to him, so I was like, that's not what the video says.
Yeah.
Like if you actually watch the video, he goes more into details.
Just
about
fans getting too into it about online results.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't have the attention
Like,
span to watch more than 30
I just think
seconds.
I just saw. I'll be honest. All I saw was like Clay's tweet to you, and I saw the 250 to 2, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, you can imagine from my perspective. I'm just like,
Oh my God, my coaching tenure is going great. The guys are performing well in hardpoint, but you've been getting it done on lane,
Oh, yeah.
so that's all that matters, right?
of course.
Of course.
How's the hardpoint looked maybe in scrims more recently, coming towards this?
Definitely like we never like to host in scrims. So it's like we just give him the neutral host, and whether we win or lose maps, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is just the actual routes we're taking. I mean, at this point in the game, anyone can shoot straight. So, especially at this high level, like when you're losing, it's literally because of your own mistakes. Like one bad jiggle peek or one bad,
Specialist.
Yeah, specialist. It's gonna snowball. They're gonna get streaks, and you're gonna get spawned out, and you're screwed.
You guys feel on top of things now, though, leading into
Oh
the
yeah,
Pro League?
definitely.
Good. Oh, well, I'm excited. All right, one more thing that I don't even know what happened with this, but it was awesome. There was apparently some drama in the amateur circuit. So Jimmy got dropped from Mock's team, so Jimmy burned their Minecraft world to the ground. LMAO. All right, so I was dying at the response to this. So if you guys didn't see this yesterday, apparently a player got dropped, and they had like a 100-player Minecraft server or something like that, and the player that got dropped went in and torched the entire thing to the ground. I saw the images of it. It's just lava. Like he went. That's hysterical. Like I know I feel bad for the guys that built that thing, but that is just funny. Have you guys played Minecraft at all?
Oh, yeah.
So you were very familiar with what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Would you have
Of
been
course.
very upset if your world got torched?
Well,
Of course.
I've had experience just like that.
Okay, all right. Was it in a similar scenario where someone got dropped?
Yeah.
No,
literally,
stop.
literally. 5 years ago.
Stop.
MW3, yep.
What is it with you COD players?
Listen, he wasn't on the team anymore. It was only 4
Wait, so
players.
what happened? Talk me through it.
Okay, so back then, I'm pretty sure the Minecraft worlds only held like 4 players at
people,
a time. So obviously, drop the player, got to pick up a new player. And like back then, we didn't scrim that much. It was just like, okay, like since we're picking you up, that's like to our Minecraft world too. So, but the funny thing is we ended up picking him up again like a month later, and he like questioned where his house went.
That's pretty unreal. All right. Well, you guys are vindictive little guys. All right. Well, what's the craziest thing you've heard? Has anyone ever done something wild when they got dropped that you've heard of?
I haven't heard anything. I'm kind of new to that, and
Okay. General, anyone's been dropped and just done something ridiculous?
Honestly, dude, like.
No one's egged your house or toilet papered your house and been dropped?
In IW, my coach literally gave every single team I played my entire strats
he did DM me. He tried to
of
DM me.
it was literally a black notebook of every single page every break-off. Every break-off we played at Champs got completely hard countered. We started off every map 0 to 60. If you watch the VODs, we had to make
They played Ghost Game.
We had to play 200.
I never heard
we
this.
We literally had to make 200-point comebacks every single.
It's like you're an NFL team and someone stole the playbook.
It was
basically.
mind-blowing.
You guys played
Wow, that's tough.
In the bracket play, yeah.
So when you play Ghost Game, you're like, yeah. You already know it's in their notebook.
I was mind-blown.
Oh, that's unreal. I never heard that. All right, so from stealing plays to destroying Minecraft worlds, Call of Duty players, interesting.
We're wild.
Yeah, you guys are wild. All right, well, that's going to do it, at least for the player intel segment. We do have the community comms coming up next, where we hear from you guys on Twitter, questions for the players. We're going to get right to it after this quick break. Hello, and welcome back. We're now going to get the community comms. We have questions that come in for our Hot Mic guest, and we're going to take a look through them. So let's get right into it. All right, first question, I believe, is from Voltiv GG. This is for General. You've been around for a long time. You've been competing for many years. What steps do you take to remain in the conversation of a pro/am?
Well, to remain at like the pro level, definitely last year was a very, very big learning experience for me. I would put every single year, starting from Ghost to all the way to now, in terms of my career, has always been one step, whether I had to like personally upgrade it and like perfect my own skills in terms of like communication, or, you know, just focusing in, being a better teammate, just overall improving yourself. But honestly, like, the best answer is like, you just got to put the time in, you got to put the grind in. Like, all these players here that are playing in this pro league, like, they're sacrificing so much to be in this position.
And I'm sure it's tough at times too, because like you said last year, I mean, it's like eye-opening in a way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you've been in the pro league, you've been at the top, you've been like talked about as like that all-star stuff, team of the week player, and then you've had ups and downs.
Yeah.
What's it like just kind of dealing with that aspect of it?
I mean, a couple bad, you know, decisions and unfortunate events happen in in the first event. You know, role swaps and all that stuff, and I can go in detail about that. But you know, just it sucks that it happened. But you know, it definitely, if those situations didn't happen, I don't think I'd be as good as a player as I am right now.
I get
you know,
this. I mean, you can say that about any aspect of life, like all the little
yeah.
crap you deal with, the ups, the downs, it makes you who you are.
You have to.
All right, okay. Well, thanks for the answer. And next we'll get to you, Cinder. This is from King Frederick. I don't know why I said the name like that, I'll be honest. How much has your gameplay changed since Vegas, and what is it down to? I remember seeing E6 at Vegas at the PLQ. It was night and day. So from maybe the coaching perspective for you, what was the biggest change?
Well, at Vegas, I just feel like their gameplay was just kind of bad. Like, it was just really bad in comparison to how good it should have been. But also, like, I credit that to, like, unfortunately, like, Frosty couldn't practice as much for the team. And also, I don't think the team was taking practice as seriously. And I think there was a role crisis. So
we've heard that a lot, though, around teams, like role crisis, role issue, teamwork. That's all it's been talked about this year.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, like, it's super impactful in this game because you have 2 sub players, and now you have 2 flex style players and 1 main AR for the most part. And I feel like if you have those roles messed up and it, like, just play styles don't mesh well, like, it could seriously damage a team.
Get smoked.
Yeah, see, because I thought for some reason, we've talked about this a bunch, but like when it went from 4v4 to 5v5, I guess I thought it'd almost be easier to hide like an issue because there's like that extra player. Like if there was someone underperforming or if someone wasn't comfortable in a role, like it'd be harder or easier to like hide that. But it's been the exact opposite.
It's because it's that much more punishing if you're playing a polished team that's really good at what they're doing.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's what we kind of been talking about. I was surprised though. I just thought, I don't know. I thought even more than before, just like raw talent could get you through, or like, you know, if there was a lapse in teamwork communication, you'd be all right. You'd hide it. That one guy, you'd be okay. But the teams that have been on point, they've been the ones performing, right? All right, let's get the last question. Okay, are you guys taking anything away from Midnight and GG, what they did the last couple of weeks? So I know we talked about the fact that they were surprising and how well they performed, but you guys have sat around now for the past 2 weeks, for 2 months basically chilling for you, Alec, and you've been watching Call of Duty. You've watched Midnight and GG. Were there any takeaways maybe that you're trying to work on with your team?
I mean, no.
No? Okay.
Just because Genji, they play so structured. Like, obviously it's gonna work, but at times, like when you play like a team like Midnight, like it's like weird, but it's like when you play a team like Midnight, they're probably not gonna win just because you don't know what Midnight's gonna do, their next move. Like in hardpoint, they could all just hit one lane and just break you like that.
Well, see, I thought, like, I almost compared it to, like, back in Infinite Warfare with your team, like, with EUnited. Like, I thought you guys were playing different than every other team.
We brought a new play style.
You did,
It was like we played East like them every day, and they, like, taught us so much, and we just took advantage of it and made it a little more structured. Because, no offense, but, like, you guys played, like, around
Maniacs.
you. Yeah, like, Maniacs around, like, him. But instead, we played more around Pierce and structured a little bit more. Like, I would rotate a lot earlier and just
Okay, all right.
let them hit scrap and whatever.
That's where the minion play style came from.
Yeah, but you're planning to just come in and kind of do your guys' thing. I mean, you saw a lot of success at Vegas, obviously, so not taking too much from them.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, S&D wise, yes, but other than that, you can't really copy someone's hardpoint style. It's gonna mess you up more than anything else.
But search. I mean,
Search, you can steal.
You've got to watch Genji a bit. I mean, you have to. Just they haven't
just-
lost yet.
You can't like steal strats, but you could take like their mid round moves.
Okay. Well, I see you started nodding your head a little bit around the steel strats part. What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, it's not so much still stress, but you can definitely hard counter.
Oh yeah, you could hard counter.
Yeah, hard
Certainly.
counter.
Well, what about for you? I mean, they're not taking too much. Did you guys see anything for the E6 side that you saw gameplay-wise from Genji or Midnight? You're thinking, hey, we need to do that?
Honestly, like when you went into listening with Midnight, like their comms were like actually insane. Like
So are Genji.
like Llama God, he doesn't really talk that much. Pars is in the zone. I'm not really too familiar with most of the players on that team, but I know Invoice pretty vocal. But like it just flowed, and they seem very comfortable. And you know, Llama God's in vent for 3 minutes.
This actually brings me to another topic that I found interesting. They obviously were losing that map 1 all the time, right?
yeah.
And they were bringing it back. I think it was Clay that tweeted something along the lines of, I'm telling you, you guys just aren't warming up your comms correctly before map 1. Is that something you guys kind of agree with or something you've experienced?
That's what we did not win a map 1 at Vegas on Saturday. I'm pretty sure, or it was one of those. Saturday was 2 matches.
And you think it's a comms thing, like mostly?
I definitely know it's a comms.
You know it is?
I hate when my teammates don't call out.
So why I guess why is it? Why is it so hard to start calling out map 1? Is it like an energy thing? Like
So like when you're shooting bots, you don't really like, you're just in the zone, like, and you're listening to music. You don't really like, you're not sitting there trying to like talk to your teammates and stuff, which I don't know, I like listening to music before matches.
I get what you're saying. It's like that individual warm up when you see somebody on firing range shooting a million bots is not helping your comms with your team.
Not
So
at all.
what do you guys change to, I don't know, not fall into that? Maybe so you're ready to go vocally for map 1.
Try to scrim as much as possible before. And
Something,
you gotta take scrim serious.
Something that Sauce actually taught me in Black Ops 3 that I always like carried with me after that was, it's like almost warming up your thought process. Because like for me, like going into a map, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page, everybody knows what to do before the map, and it just puts you in that right mindset to where you don't even have to really think about the game at all. You could just worry about playing. And if all those other factors come into play, really, it really will mess with your game, especially if you're not like shooting that well. You know what I mean? So
I kind of get it even from my perspective. Like if I'm just sitting not talking at all and then I go out to commentate, I usually screw up my first couple lines. Like if I'm having conversation with people, chatting and stuff, and then go on, I'm good. So like I get it. I mean, it makes sense. But hey guys, it's been fun. Thank you for coming in. We talked about Division A. We talked about Division B. I'm excited for the matches that are upcoming. Hey, thanks for filling in by the way.
problem, man.
'Cause I didn't know what I was going to do. That was just going to be empty with me laying here. But no, it's been a blast. Thanks so much for you guys that watched. Right after this, Division B kicks off. Let's get into the Pro League.